Hi kids, I hope you're learning so much about King David. He was an amazing person. He was specially chosen by God to be king. He was a strong warrior, capable of great mercy and kindness, and God even promised to bless his family immensely. Does he sound too good to be true? If you said yes, you're right. He definitely wasn't perfect. Today we're talking about a time when David really messed up. So here I have a typical paper cup. When you pour water into it, it holds the water, no problem. But what you don't know is that I took a pin and poked holes into the bottom. So what's going to happen when I pour water into it because it has holes in it now? Yeah, it's completely changed. We could try to fix this, but this cup is never going to hold water the way it did before it has holes poked in it. In the same way, it's like our lives. Sin breaks us, so we can't love God as we are made to do. Only God can restore us. We'll learn more about how God restores us today.
For the last 4 weeks, we've been learning all about King David and what a wonderful man he was. We learned about him defeating Goliath, showing mercy, showing kindness. But David wasn't perfect, and today's story is the story of when David made a really big mistake and what happened after that mistake. I'm going to read to you the story of David's mistake. King David ruled Israel for many years. He was a good king, and most of the time he made good decisions. But one time, King David made a bad choice. He fell in love with another man's wife. Beautiful Bathsheba was already married to Uriah, but King David loved Bathsheba so much he could hardly think of anything else. I'll get rid of Uriah, and then Bathsheba can be my wife, David plotted. He made a plan for Uriah to be killed in a battle so that he could be with Bathsheba. King David got what he wanted. Bathsheba became his wife. King David was happy until his friend Nathan told him that God was not pleased with what he had done. It was wrong to kill Uriah and take his wife. David's heart ached. It made him sad to know that he had disappointed God. This was a time of many hardships in David's life. He was a king. He had riches, a beautiful palace, and a family. But more than all of that, David wanted God's love. He asked God to forgive him. Later, Nathan told David, God has forgiven you for the bad choice that you made. And just like David, we often make bad choices and sin. It's just part of being human. But remember, when you ask for forgiveness, God forgives you and he shows you mercy. And he forgives your sins and makes it like you had never sinned before.
So today we heard about David's sin and how he was restored by God. So let's do a little activity. Pause your video for a second and go grab a piece of paper, a marker or a pen, and some scissors. Okay, so let's cut our paper into a heart shape. So first what I would do is fold it in half. So I've already folded mine. You just want to take the paper, fold it in half, and then we're going to draw half of a heart. And then we're going to just cut it out together, and this is going to make our full heart. Okay, so here's my heart. Do you guys have yours? All right, let's cut it into some pieces. You can just cut it however you want, irregular. All right, so now let's try to put it back together. All right, so I have a heart here that has never been cut. So we'll look at what it looks like. And then you can see my heart that I cut that I put back together. Does it look the same? So even when we put it back together, it doesn't quite look the same, does it? Can we tell that we've cut it? Yeah, we can tell it's been cut. So although we can put it back together, it'll never be the same. When God repairs our hearts from the damage sin causes, it may feel like the restoration isn't fully complete. Sin will hurt us and others, but one day Jesus is going to return to earth as the perfect king. And then all of our sin and brokenness will be permanently removed and fixed. Have a great week.
Let's practice our key passage this week. Can you read the passage but fill in the blanks that are missing? there. Try again. Did you get them all right? Have a great week.